Adrien Vaynar was a man everyone admired. He had built his empire from nothing, rising from poverty to become a millionaire. Now he lived in a grand mansion with tall marble, walls and golden lights that shined at night. He had cars, power, and the love of a beautiful fiancée named Cassandra. To the world, Adrien's life looked perfect like a dream. But dreams can sometimes hide shadows. Behind the shining walls of that mansion, something dark was waiting. Adrien's heart was about to break in a way he never imagined. One morning he returned home early, carrying fresh flowers for his beloved mother, Ara. He wanted to surprise her and spend a quiet afternoon together. But as he stepped inside the marble hallway, he heard a sharp voice echoing through the house. Adrien froze. Something was wrong. Before I tell you what he saw, please like this video, comment your thoughts, and subscribe to Black and Wronged. Your support helps us share more powerful stories that open eyes and touch hearts. Adrien loved his mother, Ara, more than anything. She had raised him alone after his father left. When he was a little boy, Ara worked in small shops and cleaned houses, just so her son could eat and study. She often came home tired, but she never let Adrien see her tears. She would smile and say, "One day you will shine." Now Adrien was shining. He was rich, powerful, and respected. He gave Ara a life of comfort inside the mansion. But even in this palace, Ara was not free from pain. Because Cassandra, Adrien's fiancée, was not what she seemed. In front of Adrien, Cassandra acted like an angel. Sweet voice, gentle hands, perfect smile. But the moment Adrien stepped away, her smile vanished. She spoke cruel words to Ara. She hid her medicines. She laughed at her weakness. Ara kept silent, afraid of breaking her son's heart. But silence cannot last forever. And very soon, Adrien would walk in at the exact moment that Cassandra showed her real face. Adrien stepped quietly into the mansion, holding flowers in his hand. He wanted to surprise his mother. The house was silent at first, but then he heard voices from the marble hallway. It was Cassandra. Her voice was sharp and angry. "You useless old woman!" she shouted. "Do you think this house belongs to you? You are nothing without Adrien." Adrien froze. His heart started to beat faster. He walked closer, careful not to make a sound. Through the open door he saw it, Cassandra standing tall, her face full of hate. And in front of her was Ara, holding her walking stick, her hands shaking. Cassandra kicked the stick away. Ara stumbled, trying not to fall. The flowers slipped from Adrien's hand and dropped to the floor. His world shattered in that moment. The woman he planned to marry was hurting the mother who had given him everything. Adrien's eyes filled with fire, but he did not speak yet. He wanted to see how far Cassandra would go, and the next thing she did was even worse. Cassandra's anger grew stronger. She stepped closer to Ara, her eyes burning. "You are nothing but a burden," she hissed. "Why don't you disappear from this house forever? Adrien doesn't need you. He only needs me." Ara's lips trembled, but she said nothing. Her silence made Cassandra even more cruel. She grabbed Ara's arm, roughly shaking her. "You are old, weak, and useless. One day you'll be gone and this house will be mine." Adrien's hands tightened into fists. Every word felt like a knife in his chest. He wanted to rush in, to protect his mother, but he held himself back. His heart told him to wait, to hear the truth with his own ears. And then Cassandra raised her hand. For a moment, Adrien thought she might strike Ara across the face. His body shook with rage. But just before Cassandra's hand fell, Ara whispered something that stopped her. Those soft words were the beginning of a secret Adrien never expected. Adrien could no longer stay silent. His eyes burned with anger, but he took a deep breath and spoke. "Cassandra, stop this!" Cassandra froze for a second, her face full of shock. She hadn't expected Adrien to return so early. Ara's eyes filled with tears, not for herself, but for her son. She wanted him to see everything before making a decision. Cassandra fell to her knees, trying to explain. "It's not what you think." "I didn't mean it," she cried. Adrien felt the weight of betrayal crushing him. He had trusted her with his heart, and now that trust was shattered. The next few days were heavy and quiet. Adrien made a choice he never thought he would have to make. He ended the engagement. Cassandra begged, cried, and promised to change. But Adrien knew some things could never be forgiven. Even the people around them were shocked. The perfect couple everyone admired was broken. And yet Adrien realized that the world had only shown him one truth. Some hearts are hidden behind lies, and the real test of love was just beginning. After ending the engagement, Adrien turned all his attention to his mother, Ara. He realized how much he had taken her for granted. Every day he spent more time with her, talking, laughing, and sharing memories of when he was a little boy. They sat together on the balcony at sunrise, sipping tea. Adrien watched the soft light fall on Ara's face, her wrinkles, her gentle smile. It all reminded him of the sacrifices she had made. "You came back when it mattered," Ara whispered, her eyes full of love. "That is enough for me." Adrien felt tears in his eyes. He had chased wealth, power, and success for so long that he almost forgot the most important thing: family. But even in these peaceful moments, Adrien's mind could not rest. He knew Cassandra's betrayal had left marks, not just on him, but on his mother too. And deep inside he wondered, would he ever be able to trust anyone again? Adrien realized life was about more than wealth and power. He wanted to make a difference, not just for himself, but for others too. He started spending more time with his employees, making sure their families were cared for. He gave money to charities that helped the elderly and the weak. Ara joined him in these projects. Her wisdom guided Adrien, helping him make the right choices. Together they visited hospitals, old age homes, and community centers. Adrien felt something he hadn't felt before: true happiness. Even though his heart still carried the pain of Cassandra's betrayal, he discovered that helping others brought a kind of wealth money could never buy. But while Adrien healed, Cassandra's world was falling apart. She had lost the life she wanted, and nothing could bring it back. And as Adrien focused on kindness and love, he had no idea. Cassandra was planning her next move, one that could try to destroy everything he had rebuilt. Without Adrien's fortune, Cassandra's glamorous world began to crumble. The friends who once admired her beauty and style turned away. She had no money, no support, and no one to defend her. Every plan she had made for a perfect life was falling apart. Cassandra realized too late that greed and selfishness came with a price. She had betrayed Adrien and Ara for wealth and power, and now she was left with nothing. Her confidence faded, and her glamorous appearance became just a shadow of what it once was. Meanwhile, Adrien thrived, not because of money, but because of love, respect, and kindness. He grew closer to his mother, Ara, and together they continued helping people who were weak or lonely. Adrien learned an important lesson. Wealth can buy many things, but it cannot buy respect, love, or a good heart. But even in Cassandra's downfall, Adrien had a choice to make. Should he forgive her completely, or let the betrayal leave a permanent mark? The answer would change everything about how he lived the rest of his life. Adrien's life had changed forever. He had faced betrayal, heartbreak, and anger. But in the end, he returned to what truly mattered: love, family, and kindness. He realized that wealth is not measured by money, cars, or mansions. True wealth is measured by how we treat others, especially the weak, the elderly, and those who need our help. Adrien continued to work with his mother, Ara, to support people in need, and together they built a life full of compassion and respect. Cassandra's world had collapsed, but Adrien did not let anger control him. He chose to live with a heart full of love. Every scar from the past reminded him of the lessons he had learned. Money cannot hide cruelty, and betrayal cannot replace true love. And so, Adrien became not only a millionaire in money, but a millionaire in heart. His story teaches us that kindness is the greatest treasure we can ever give or receive. If this story touched your heart, please like, comment, and subscribe to Black and Wronged. Share your thoughts. Would you forgive betrayal like this? Or is some pain too deep to heal?